Hello everyone, hello my little dyslexia community. Norda is here and welcome a new episode of Real Talk with Norda. Today my dear guest is Saskia. She was diagnosed with dyslexia at the age of 7. She changed the school to get support in a class only for dyslexic students. She says it was the best decision her parents could have made for her, and it was the best way to support her, even though it was not easy for her parents because they got a kid labeled as a stupid by family, neighbors, and even friends. For a long time, she found really hard to talk about her dyslexia because every time it was brought tears to her eyes. As she got older, she accepted and realized she could do everything because of her dyslexia and not despite it. Now she is about to getting a master's degree, and the topic of her dissertation is related to creativity and dyslexia. She has a great job in project management related to legitimate exit in the region of Disleksija, Germany, where she works with design thinking minds. It makes her really happy. In her free time, she enjoys spending time with her family and friends. She loves biking, swimming, and being in nature. For the future, she just wants to be happy with everything she does. Hello, Saskia, how are you?
Hello, I'm fine. I just got home from work and now I'm here with you. I'm happy.
Great. Okay, are you ready for my questions?
Yeah, really excited.
Great. My first question for you is dyslexia in your school time. Like, what kind of difficulties did you had through your schooling?
Basically, when I think about it, I think the most difficult part was in primary school before it got diagnosed. Basically, I wasn't able to read till the 2nd grade, and I just found some ways to compensate this. But then after it was diagnosed and after I got support, it wasn't really hard because the teacher have known about it and they supported me. For example, the German teacher allowed me, she allowed me that I don't have to read in front of the class, and that was really comforting me because I was always very nervous when I had to read loud, and I was afraid to do mistakes and so on.
Yes. Could you tell me, did you struggle with your mental health and anxiety, low self-esteem? Because when I talk with other dyslexics, they said, oh, I struggled with mental health. Did you struggle with mental health?
I would say I wasn't aware of it when I was younger, but now when I'm reflecting on it, I would say yes. But it wasn't that obvious for me. Mm-hmm. But yes, it was really a lack of self-esteem I had, and always afraid to do mistakes in reading and spelling words. Writing on the chalkboard was always a challenge.
Yes, it's same. And I want to ask you, how do you stay motivated with dyslexia is always with you, and when you do some mistake, how do you stay motivated in those situations?
Well, I think in the past I just was embarrassed. Mm-hmm. I was like, sorry. I think I did a mistake and just, put it away and didn't try to talk about it. And by now I accepted this disability I have, or this weakness I have. And now I'm saying openly, oh yes, I did this mistake because I have dyslexia, and you have to accept this too. This can happen.
Yes. Yes, it's part of us. It's
Yes.
part of us, and we struggle with that, but we need to accept it and learn how to manage with dyslexia. And could you tell me, what do you think? Why such a negative perception around dyslexia in society? Dyslexia has that negative picture.
Basically, I think because it's not a long time since it is a common disability, since it is diagnosed. It's just some years when this process started, I think. And so when I was diagnosed, most people didn't even know what dyslexia is. And so the first reaction was, of course, this kid must be stupid or something. And so we don't talk enough about it. So this format, Real Talk with Norda, is really great to put some awareness on the topic.
Thank you.
And yeah, the second part, I think, is especially in Germany, we have a culture where mistakes, faults are bad things. Everything has to be perfect in the first place. And when you're dyslexic, especially reading, writing, there won't be any perfection in the first trial. And probably, that's a problem the society have over here in my hometown.
Yes, and could you tell me dyslexia and your profession? Like, what kind of influence dyslexia has on your job?
Basically, not that much influence, but I would say I'm always doing it nearly every day. I double check what I write. I use spelling programs on the internet, or if it is a longer text, I ask some colleagues to proofread it. And but there are also some positive aspects about this dyslexia in my job. It allows me to see the bigger picture from task and to just, I don't know, view it at a different point of view. Because I think when we had to compensate our disability when we were younger, we had to find other ways to look at things. And I think this characteristic stays with me, and that helps me a lot to solve some problems at work.
Great. And could you share with us like some of your dyslexia tips and tricks, like your tips and tricks for learning? Like, how do you learn? Do you have some strategies in learning or organization which helps you to better understand like chapter or something? Do you have some tips and tricks? Like, what is your way of learning?
Okay. Yes, actually, what you said, I like to work with colors, with underlining and marking keywords, or even reading text as literature twice if necessary to get the sense in all.
Yes.
I think there are also some other things I do unconscious, but I'm not sure about it. Probably, I remember when I was younger in this class for dyslexics, they said you can decide if you have to write a P or a B. If you say the big B is like this and the baby B is inside the big B, and the P or the D would stay on the other side, you know?
That is really good. That is really good tip. Do you have positive or negative attitude towards dyslexia?
By now, I have a positive. When I was younger, I thought it was a weakness, and I don't know, maybe I thought it makes me a less valuable person. But by now, I just accept it. I have a positive attitude because I know now, also because of my studies, because of my master thesis, that there are some positive aspects related to dyslexia, strengths related to it other people won't have.
Yes, and my next question for you is, could you share with us your strengths and your weaknesses, like areas which you're good at and like some weak areas?
Probably, grammar or spelling some words is a weakness of me. And probably I'm also a slow reader. I have to read texts twice. But on the other hand, I like writing creatively, and so I won't say I'm an analytical person, but that's also not a weakness. It's okay. But I think I'm a very creative person. I can think outside of the box and have a very good imagination when it comes to, I don't know, think about where something is, for example, in a room, or how, I don't know, a box can be folded and so on.
Yes.
What is a spatial imagination?
Yes. Could you share your message to other dyslexics out there and their parents? What is most important for you? What is most important thing for you as dyslexic?
Let's think about this a second, because it's a very important message I am now giving to the people outside there. I think, as you said in the introduction, it is that you have to realize if you are dyslexic or if you have a dyslexic child, that you or your child can do anything, even though it has dyslexia. So there is nothing which is impossible for it or for you. And just go for it. Go for your dreams. That's it.
Thank you so much, dear Saskia, for being part of Real Talk with Norda. I really wish you all the best, lots of success in the future, and I'm really happy because you shared your story with us.
Thank you. I enjoyed being in your format.
Thank you. And thank you, my little dyslexia community, for watching this episode of Real Talk with Norda. Watch other episodes of Real Talk with Norda, and don't forget to stay positive, and see you in some new interview. Bye.